Gamers of SpellForce past, present, and future, I have returned. Have I defeated the burnout? No. Type F in the comments for me to kick the YouTube algorithm in these nuts. Who is this? Oh my god. It's Saitama, the multiple times tournament champion himself. Going with the Wolf card commander in this game. And we've got, of course, the standard build order for humans, which is hunting cabin, double woodcutter, and we've got a stonecutter as well, very standard. Take out the stonecutter dudes, dude. On the other side, we've got Saylock. Up and coming Dark Elf player, very powerful, trains a lot, and he's made a Guardian of Nor. Slapped some zombies in the face just now. We'll check out the skill trees in a moment, but before that, word from our sponsor, the Hunting Cabin, and triple woodcutters. Very nice. That will sponsor the Dark Elves, not me. Quick Expo, of course, and horizontal pathing for both players. This has been meta lately. You basically just go down the middle, and there's an invisible godstone here, which they can teleport to from their main. Spectre doing her job and slowing down this wolf card commander by 15%. Beautiful. She'll be walking more slowly. And there is the godstone. So yeah, it just enables you to be a bit more mobile. The problem with this pathing is that this is open to stealing, and that's probably what they'll do. Because from here, it's a quicker route to take this wood sector and then steal the enemy final creep. But for the more aggressive factions, this is actually a preferable thing. Like the humans like this. The orcs will like this. Dark Elves, maybe not so much. Hey, nice kill on that. And I promised something about skill trees, so let's take a look at that. We've got Shadow Strike, the teleport and deal damage in melee spell. The Whirlwind, which is a spinny attack. Fatal Blow, single target. Damage and interrupt. Pretty heavy damage, by the way. Because we've got double brute force, which is the force multiplier on abilities and regular attacks for the hero. And deep waters, which is the mana and mana regen thing. For our Guardian of Nor, we've got the soul explosion. We've got a debilitating blow, as well as soul transformation to teleport around. I've just covered that up, sorry. A little bit faster than moving normally. We got blocking momentum, which every time he gets a block with his shield, which is giving him a 10% block chance, he will gain back some health and focus. And we've got a lot of deep waters on this guy, so skill spamming guaranteed. This big freaking shield on this boy will block 10% of attacks. Blocked attacks count for half damage, by the way. And why am I doing this style of commentary? Why am I appealing to the new players today? Well, glad you asked. The SpellForce 3 Reforced Edition is coming to consoles, so we should expect a lot of new players looking to learn how to play the game, going into matchmaking, and looking to destroy each other a little bit. So, yeah. Let's tell them what's up. Forgot to bring up the spectator panel there, sorry about that. And when is this happening? So June 7th is the date. Mark your calendars. I'll be doing a live stream that day, of course. With a little bit of campaign, a little bit of multiplayer, and maybe finishing with something like a fun free-for-all, or maybe we'll do arena, I don't know yet. We'll see when we get there. Very nice worker harassment from both players, really. Every time you manage to interrupt these animations, basically the gathering time is completely lost. Very good job, by the way, by Saylock upgrading the worker hit points. Very cheap upgrade in the main base. And it gives them 100 extra hit points after you do both of the levels. So very nice. But yeah, like I said, as you guys can see, this lumberjack isn't currently holding a log. And the reason for that is he hasn't done enough gathering animations yet. So it takes a long time, and every time that process gets interrupted when they don't hold a wood, and they get recalled back to the building, that entire time is lost. So when they pop back out to resume gathering, they're gonna start from scratch. It'll take a long time. Yeah, look at these woodcutters. We're just gonna stay here and watch how long it takes. By the way, Saitama teleporting home to deal with that Guardian of North. Pretty good idea, because that guy's a lot of AoE. So is easily able to deal with these workers. Yeah, there you go, 1 wood. And now that is guaranteed, so that is not going to be lost. Once you kill that worker, they just drop it on the floor, and a carrier will go and pick it up, most likely. Anyways, heroes. So Saitama has picked up the level 3 Wolfguard Halberd here, which is great because it does 192 damage, and compared to that, Sayloc's weapon is sad. Just 90 damage here. He's bought a level 2 Judgment, which is like a katana. Very nice looking, but unfortunately it's only a 10 damage upgrade over the Judgment level 1. Definitely not worth its cost. The armor is good. The Exalted Father's Protection level 2 is obviously just fine. Looks fine, that's for sure. Yeah, for our Dark Elves in the following bases, we've got a Woodcutter, a Hunting Cabin, another Woodcutter being queued up right now, and another Woodcutter and Hunting Cabin. Yeah, Dark Elves need a lot of wood. Humans are a little bit more balanced in that regard. In the second base, you're going to want a Stonecutter, then you're going to want a Hunting Cabin, then you're going to want a Woodcutter, and I think this is the base that got upgraded after. So another Woodcutter was added here, and more Woodcutter, more Hunting Cabins. So the 2 stones are basically enough to get you going and to start up some barracks. The barracks cost quite a bit of stones, so you want to be watching out for that. And whether we'll see 2 or 4 barracks from Saitama, we'll have to see, but currently he has money for free. So that will take him a moment to gather that. They've avoided the Medusas until now, but they still don't have a whole lot of units overall. So you can see them being at 8 and 10 population respectively. The Medusas are not easy to take on, so you want to take them a few at a time. Try to lure them if you can, and they'll give you quite a bit of experience as a reward. If you manage to actually gather up 2 Medusa camps, or rather destroy them, then you'll be level 5, unlocking your capstone abilities, the Earth Shatter in the case of the Wolfguard Commander here, which is like a slam on the ground, everyone falls down, and takes a second to get back up again, then they're still slowed, and it does sweet damage. So there's that. Beacon of Immortality is going to come into play much later, because you need these abilities, which are like aura abilities that reserve some focus. Not easy to get into that, but Beacon of Immortality is pretty good. It applies buffs to units around you based on what auras they have received bonuses from. So the Guardian of North, we'd see Mark of Corruption at level 5, which is a damage dealing ability, which scales with status effects on people. So you got like the Enfeeble from the Soul Explosion, which is basically reducing the damage here on targets. If you've got that, then it will deal more damage. And then you've got the Weakening from like Plague Field, which is an armor reduction. If you have that, then this will deal more damage, and so on and so forth. We've also got Silence from the Soul Transformation level 2 version, not level 1, which is what he has right now. But yeah, this would silence, which stops people from casting spells. You manage to set up all 3 of those, and Mark of Corruption slaps people. But that said, the Guardian of North can already slap. The Soul Explosion hits quite a few targets, so I think it's set to 8 targets now, or 7, I forget. But yeah, you keep chasing enemies, you keep teleporting in on top of them, you slap them with the Soul Explosion. Eventually you'll get kills, and a lot. So Guardian of North can definitely pay for himself. The other ability he's got here as a capstone is the Soul Shield, which you sacrifice a unit around yourself and you get some sick armor boosts, as well as normal attack increases. But from Saitama, we have got a relevant army here. Infantrymen and Arbalists looking to poke find some enemies to pick off. And currently he's operating off of just a 2 barracks. No additionals have been made, but he did reach tier 2 and he's starting to gather some iron. And the same is going to be the case for our Dark Elf player here, pre-upgrading the expansions, which is fantastic work. And yeah, hopefully we'll see Salok also place his iron mines, because actually it's more important for Dark Elves to start gathering iron in the early mid game, because you're gonna want sleepers. Let's see actually if the Halls of Pain are up. Seems to be over here in the wood sector, which is a good place for them. We got tarantulas coming in, a bunch of infiltrators. I've seen them. Yeah, there's one. Standard Dark Elf archer. Now these spiders are actually pretty decent against the infantrymen, because they deal magic damage, and these guys have magic weakness here, minus 25%. So yeah, good army by Salok to help defend himself, but the problem is Saitama is killing these buildings and cutting into Salok's income. Salok is also having a little bit of trouble spending his cash, and also we need a Spire of Souls at some point. It's for the Dark Elf special resource, the Echo. You gather that from fallen enemies, or well, any dead unit really leaves behind a soul. See that little blue blob? So you got like a harvester unit that will go there and collect those, then send those back to the Spire of Souls, which is gonna be here. Very nice. And then that will process that. Need all that stuff for the upgrades for the Dark Elves, and also the highly advanced units. Got more iron mines. Takes quite a bit of time to gather iron. It's one of the slowest resources in the game. And Saitama is thus very wise to hit it early. Put a stop to it before the Dark Elves can get the sleepers really going. Population is relatively even, but you know, if Saitama can get some nice kills here and get rid of those spiders, they are chunky, right? Like they take a lot of space, so they can't all attack at once, not as easily as a blob of arbalists and infantrymen. But it does look like Salok is getting a few kills. However, it's not gonna be enough. As you can see, the Spider's DPS is just not all that. So numerically speaking, they have to vastly outnumber what the humans bring to the table. And currently Salok's float is just a little bit too big. Each spider pair is produced for 8 food. So this could be a whole lot more. Okay, Saitama's got like all fortified outposts now. Working on this one too. And we've got a bunch of support garrisons, so that will unlock the more advanced tier 2 units, specifically the medic, which can add some healing. But Saitama is more interested in the catapults, it looks like. Currently population blocked, so need to get those billets going. They take quite a bit of time to build, so you want to make them ahead of time, otherwise you'll be stuck for 35 seconds not being able to make units. 9 healing potions for this guy. And yeah, we've got Earth Shatter now. So level 5 has been reached. I guess all those spider deaths have contributed. Could buy some more stuff like, I don't know, fire orbs to throw. But not a rush. Anyway, we've got our first sleepers as well. So the guys I've spoken about earlier, so they do some bleeding damage after they hit a target, so not just 100 per hit, but a little bit extra. Looks like 3 seconds? So that's extra 15 damage, and bleeding is pure damage, so you can't resist it. Resistance is futile. And this is the exact tactic that I mentioned earlier with the Guardian Nor. You teleport, you do the soul slap, and so many of the units are already hurt. But unfortunately, Salok has to run away again. And he's having to remake his iron mines. They are pretty expensive. The units are still lacking, but for Saitama as well. Like, both players have a pretty substantial bank right now, which ideally would be spent, but nobody has played SpellForce 3 very actively in the last few months, so we can forgive a few mistakes, right? And, you know, hopefully that changes, because not only is the console release coming, which unfortunately won't really help the multiplayer scene, I think, because you know, there's no crossplay, but on Steam and like Epic, the Versus Edition is free, so if you want to play multiplayer, that's the way to go, I think. But maybe I'm completely wrong, and against all odds, you know, the console player base might have a competitive pool somehow. You never know. Game is playable on controller, so it's not too difficult. It's a little bit more difficult than with keyboard and mouse, but anyways, really good Earth Shatter, and that Guardian Noor is looking not great. I think he'll go down. Yeah, Saylock is not trying to retreat, and the Catapults can just keep doing their good work. Border Fortress is actually in trouble. And we got a nice little soul harvest here, going back all the way to the Spire of Souls. But is it too little too late? Sleepers won't have their AoE attacks yet, I don't think. Oh, wait, they do. They do have their AoE attacks, so that could be invested. Those echoes could be invested into something else. There's a Dark Temple trying to make a basilisk, but those are so expensive, and you really gotta be ahead in order to make those work, because they're slow. They do great damage if you can hit like weakened targets and buildings, but they're slow, so you wanna be ahead when you make them. Well, let's see what these Sleepers can do. There's a choke point here to deal with. And Saitama has got the upgraded infantryman right now. 75 attack instead of 60. Also, he's got like another upgrade in the queue, which is precision shot. Hardened oak shields is the one that I'd like him to get, though, so that this front line is gonna be even better. You don't see any weakening, unfortunately, from Saylock. Could have sacrificed a spider or something to weaken all of these infantrymen, allowing the basilisk and the sleeper to rinse the infantry, but that's not been the way he went. Let's see if he can get a few more harvesters going. There's 2 right now, and there's stone for another. Each of these Spires of Souls will just automatically generate 1 harvester each. Looks like the food is starting to run out in some of these bases, so that's gonna be a problem soon. Have to replace those with these hunting cabins. You have to be replacing with farms, which gather slower, but they're infinite, so there's that. Saitama is looking to max out soon as well. I'm sure he's ramped up his production by now. He's got 6 barracks, so some of them drill halls. Oh my goodness, he's tier 3. He's got a champion. So those are just like the sleepers for the Dark Elves, but better. While they have their hammers, they can only hit 2 targets, but you upgrade them to their spears, they can hit 3. And they've just got basically twice the attack damage of sleepers, so a little bit of extra HP too. Very good unit. Wolfguard Commander buying a ton of time, stopping these sleepers from taking out everything, and the Keeper is here to tank as well. The Catapults doing work from maximum range. Very nice, and it looks like the Guardian Noor has been taken down once more. You know, sleepers are really nice against the Arbalists if they can get to connect, but here's a Wolfguard Commander and she can easily handle 3 of them. That's not gonna be a problem at all. Scion attempted to detonate into the army, but ended up hitting the Catapult, which has 900 hit points and can't bleed. So that is not exactly the best targeting from Saylock. He's in trouble. But he thinned out Saitama's army, so maybe there's a little bit of hope, but he needs to make something happen soon, and he's not going to. He's gonna give up. So Saitama does take this game. Very nicely done by Saitama for sure, and he's got just so much coming behind this. He's got border fortresses everywhere. Very well done. Aurea is obviously coming in for the tier 3 upgrades. Yeah, just overall solid play from our multiple times tournament champion, as expected. So hope everybody had fun with that. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back soon. I'm trying to do a bunch of casts before the console release comes out. So join up in the Discord if you've got some replays from me. I'd be very happy to cover them. And in the meantime, hope you have a good time. See you around.